Hello everyone, Silverstorm here, and we are back with another reaction video. This time we're doing Dungeons & Dragons. This is Immortality at Level 1 in D&D by Blaine Simple. Popped up in my suggested feed here today and decided what the heck, we're gonna watch it. Let's just get to it, eh?
This video was sponsored by the Deck of Many's new animated spells Kickstarter. Immortality is pretty gosh darn easy to get in D&D. A lot of people have fantasized the idea of making a
Depends on the campaign you play.
character that's
Oh, sorry, if I like talking Immortality, he's got Kortosensei from Assassination Classroom here.
physically impossible to kill. But they either overcomplicate the process, fail at making a completely immortal PC, or just make a 25 armor class paladin. And those are all fine attempts, but to be truly immortal, we need to know what the exact definition of immortality is.
Games I usually play, the Dungeon Master's always going to throw something at you that can beat that. They love to fudge the stats a bit to make sure they always have a 50-50 chance of their monsters beating you, no matter what your AC.
Is the ability to live forever. Eternal life. That means no death by aging, and no death by shanks to the back. Now, to show why immortality is tough to grasp, Kortosensei was a character from the anime Assassination Classroom. In that show, he was seen as a near-immortal demigod among men, with hyper-regeneration, uncanny speed, and unrivaled senses. Most people thought it was impossible.
If you've never seen it, I so recommend you watch it. It's actually one of, if not my favorite anime ever. It actually beat out... It's like, for those people who actually know me, it's like my favorite anime forever was Naruto, the original one, and then the earlier Shippuden. And so slowly some others came in. Sword Art Online, Fate Stay Night, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. I love all these. But once I watched Assassination Classroom, it beat all of them. It's only two seasons long, but it's so great.
Possible to actually take this guy down. But here's the problem. Kortosensei was technically killable. With enough research into how the guy functions, how he thinks, how he acts, anyone with a death wish towards the guy could theoretically kill him. He wasn't immortal, he was just really, really hard to kill. What I'm getting at is that we can have
Oh, and I've never watched the Japanese, only the English dub, and it is very well voiced for an English dub. That's something you don't get in too many animes, unfortunately, when they're dubbed in English. They get terrible voice actors that don't fit the personality or something. Oh, no, it's very, very good in the English dub, so...
Every magical item in D&D, 9 trillion HP, near infinite magical power. But if a group of people stay under our radar, research our skills, and find our weaknesses, we're going to be taken down. It's not a matter of if, but when. And immortality doesn't care. You either are immortal or aren't. So I could get right to the chase and tell you guys what the best strategy for immortality is, but honestly, there's a lot of builds that get close to hitting the mark, and I know a lot of you are already coming up with your own builds and will probably be like, but Blaine, you could also build this and that together and you could get... Alright, I get it. Plus, if I were to just jump to the end, this video would be a minute long. So let's go over a few ideas that I know a lot of you are thinking about, and get to my own personal ideas later. Number 1. This is going to be one of the easier setups to achieve. An 11th level monk can use a key point every time they die to return from death at 1 HP. At 20th level, you could use this skill 20 times. Along with that, going a half orc could grab you another skill which can save you from death, so in the end, you're looking at 21 instances of infinite health. That's pretty strong, but it's not...
Just play as a cat. Except more than twice the number of lives. I've never gotten a monk that high a level. I think the highest I'm at right now, I have a monk who's level 6, I believe. Maybe 7. They've gotten higher. The campaign's either ended or the DM simply disbanded the group every other time I've gotten near there, so...
Not nearly close to immortality. The power's finite, and once we run out, we're just like everybody else. Flimsy and not immortal. So, class features can't help us. What about unlimited magic? Spellcasters have tons of different spells they can use, and it shouldn't be surprising to know that one of them is invulnerability. Essentially, for 10 minutes you're immune to all damage. That's cool and all, but what if we cast this spell every 10 minutes? for 24 hours. Well, to start, we'd need around 4 million XP in order for this to work. You see, after 20th level, players looking to continue the game can begin to collect boons, godly abilities that break the game even further. The Boon of High Magic can give us an extra 9th level spell slot. Now all we need is to choose this boon 143 more times, and with every 30,000 experience earned, we can grab another. Did you somehow gain 4 million XP and aren't completely dead yet? Great. Now you should have 144 9th level spell slots with the spell Invulnerability prepared. Cast it while you travel. Cast it while you sleep. Cast it while you eat. What could possibly be the downside to such a...
He just keeps using Kortosensei through it all. It does make a point there at the beginning, though. It's like, Kortosensei did appear in every way to be invulnerable, and when they thought they finally had him, I won't spoil too much, he then revealed a secret. Surprise! He's got another completely invulnerable defense, his ultimate defense, and he's completely unkillable from anything at all. Even he can't kill himself in that state. But eventually they found a way to do it.
Powerful... Oh.
It just took a whole lot of time, patience, teamwork, and most important, a lot of intelligence work.
Well, with spell components in mind, you'll just be burning through 72,000 gold every day. Not only that, but just because you're invincible doesn't mean you're unstoppable. All it would take to shut you down would be a thief capable of stealing your gold, or a group of wizards with dispel magic. Once again, you're not a...
I do love that he's using at least the hairstyles of some of the major characters, his students from the anime too.
Mortal, just really hard to kill. Now, before we move on to my personal favorite strategy, allow me to go over some honorable mentions.
Using a wish spell for immortality.
That could work, but remember that most people see Wish as the ultimate Uno reverse card. Depending on your DM, using Wish could either completely backfire, lack enough power to offer complete immortality, or just flat out work. In the end, Wish is up to the DM's homebrew, and because of that, it's too random to even consider viable.
The Boon of Immortality?
Well, it allows you to prevent aging, but the name is just fancy talk to make it more appealing. You can still die to knives in your back, so there's nothing immortal about it.
Becoming a god?
Yeah, you gotta have immortality and invulnerability.
For immortality?
Definitely not. The most well-known trait of gods in D&D is their ability to die. The demon god Orcus knew a word so powerful it could kill gods just by saying it. So no, not even gods are immune to death, which is the biggest paradox I've heard all year. So what can you do to become completely immortal in
You gotta kill death itself.
D&D? Well, there's one item that exists, which, without any strings attached...
And for anyone who's watched Supernatural knows how that goes. Just unleash darkness.
...can make its wielder immortal. The Rod of Security. A major tier, very rare item that allows the wielder to create a magical paradise on a privately owned demiplane. In this demiplane, the environment can be changed to suit the owner's needs, contains an infinite amount of food and drink, and prevents you from aging. Outside creatures can't locate you or enter your demiplane, and the less people who knew about your existence before you got a hold of this magical rod, the better. Just know, the only spell that could take you down, once again, is Wish. But so long as you create a paradise early enough, there shouldn't be anyone insane enough to try and even kill you. The goal is just to mind your own business and stay under the radar until the rod is in your possession. Don't give anyone a reason to murder you, and you should be fine. If all things go as planned, then you can stay in this demiplane for pretty much forever. Just remember that after 200 days, you need to create a new demiplane. Time moves the same as it does in the material plane, so the rod should be ready to use again before that time comes. Now, there's a lot of ways you can abuse these mechanics, since its abilities are so open-ended, but immortality is definitely possible, and is easier to achieve than you think. Knowing you guys, some players might actually try to pull some of this stuff off, so here's a trick to make your DM cry. If you do get a hand on an item like this, form a demiplane to be a training arena where the monsters inside offer a good challenge, but never actually kill the party members. Say that a few decades of tough but rewarding training pass, and from level 1, all of your characters could skyrocket to level 20. I'll say this now, most DMs are gonna shoot this game-breaking item down really fast, so don't get upset when that's the case. Thanks for sticking around.
If you use it that way, absolutely. But I can see some DMs allowing it if they don't think of it that way, or if it's players sell it and use it exclusively for simple things like training. but not to power level like that.
Until now, and a reminder that this video was sponsored by the Deck of Many's new Animated Spells Kickstarter. From levels 1 through 20, you'll find a fully animated card for 5e that contains all the info you need to cast your spells, with a beautiful holographic front and the magic's description on the back. Along with that is their new tarot card deck. If you'd like to check out the Kickstarter, click on the link down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Alright, that's the video. I have not yet gotten the deck of mini cards, or the deck of mini. So that item there, he's talking about in the end there, the Rod of Security, I have never actually seen that before. I've not even come across it in the book yet. Just because, again, like I said, never gone that far in campaigns usually. The most advanced I've really gotten, I think the highest level character I ever had was level 9. That's about the time I decided I started playing him because I'd had him for months at that time and I wanted to try something new. So I went easy and let him get killed. Just so I can create something new to play with. And I started playing with the... Oh, what was it I played with? So I was getting tired. He was of a human spellcaster. I wanted to try something else because it'd been blah. Created a Goliath fighter, if I recall. Just to try out Goliath, but yeah, I've never seen items like this. We usually see them out of the games. Almost every group I've been in, these kind of items are kind of meh. No one wants to deal with them. They're OP, whatnot. And then there's another session where it's set up in a what's the name of it? Free Marches. We got a Free Marches campaign, which is pretty much an open world, not set to any story. You make your own story. The characters make story through it, and in the way we do it, actually, there is no story. It's literally just every time everyone gets together, it's purely to do a battle. The battle's done, end of session. So it's really practice for a battle, but it's useful because it helps, especially for me, to learn the character and their abilities and use them in battle and whatnot. And it has helped me so much. I did that for several months before I got into my first actual campaign with story and all. So I had to learn to RP my character, but I was better for it because I knew how some of the nuances of the class and the race and all from having played and fought with them in battles, in previous games. So it helped me to understand the class, the race, the backgrounds, their abilities, and how that would affect that character's development. So where they would be at that point in the time. It helped me a lot, actually. But even in that kind of setting, they did have some legendary. In fact, rare and legendary items could be commonplace, found randomly laying around in a dungeon all the time. But it was just that they don't allow certain particular ones like this that are just so OP or had zero place in a West Marches setting. But I mean, they literally have a merchant standing in the corner of the tavern who sells almost everything that exists in infinite supply. You can literally just walk up to him and buy as many bags of holding that you want, or portable holes. It's kind of ridiculous. People come in and how ridiculous it is that you can get some of these items, but hey, it is what it is, and lets you experience and practice with these items as well. But to my knowledge, no one's even thought of immortality. The only times anyone's attempted immortality has been using the classic reach level 20 and become a god. And that's the traditional way, like you mentioned before. Most people's things, it's just become a god. But even gods can be killed in D&D. Anyway, so that was Blaine Simple's video, Immortality Level 1. I'm going to stop my rambling now, and thank y'all for watching. If you watched, link to the original video in the description below. Go check out his channel. He started making videos a little over a year ago, and he releases them rather slow. He doesn't get too many, unfortunately, but when he does, they're good content, all D&D centric. Check them out. Alright, thank y'all again for watching, and see you in the next.